Talk about the best nights, we'll sing about the hard times. Let the world slow down for a moment or two, then we'll get back to walking the line. There's gonna be some truth, a few tall tales, and a lot of whiskey, and a lot of whiskey.
Welcome to another episode of True Tall Tales and Whiskey. I'm Martin Antonio. To my right here is Josh Greathouse, and we got Matt Dunn tonight. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming out.
And we got Brandon Callis.
Hey, I'm here. I'm alive.
Hey, we don't talk about him.
Yeah, we couldn't live without him, though.
Sideshow Bob.
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Great, man. So what's up? What brings you out to the Whiskey Locker tonight?
Brandon Callis.
Well, you played some songs for us.
Yeah, I played a couple new songs.
I want you to talk about them.
First one's Mahoney Road. I've been working on that song for a long time. A lot of stuff happened on Mahoney Road, but and then the other one was Kansas. I don't really like to talk about what they're about, but you got to listen to find out.
Well, you are a singer-songwriter, and everybody kind of wants to know what they're about.
Well, that's I just don't
That's not true. People, leaving things up to interpretation.
Yeah, true.
There's beauty in that. I think Chris Cornell did the same thing.
She knows who she is. Okay.
So we're going to interpret that you're single by listening to the song.
You got to hear the song. There's a lonely road, so I'm probably true.
For sure.
Well, we typically like to sort of start with what piqued your interest about music. What made you get into it in the first place?
My stepdad was obsessed with those catalogs where you paid a penny and got 10 CDs in the mail. And so he had this crazy CD collection, but he wouldn't let me listen to any of the songs. So I would get the cassette player with the CD player, and when I went to bed, I would steal the CD and put it in there and hit play and record and wait for it to go off, and I'd wait back up and put it back in there. So basically his music, he listened to a lot of 80s metal, rock. My mom was all into Barbra Streisand, Whitney Houston and stuff like that. So that's kind of where it started.
I knew that about you and your hair metal affinity.
I love me some hair metal.
Poison all day long.
Skinny,
for this guy. I remember the first time you started bringing that up. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, dude, it's the best.
So you're a White Snake fan?
Oh yeah, all of it.
Nice.
Give it all to me.
So do you like any good music?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like other stuff too. I'd say I really like Bruce Springsteen. I don't really like to hear him talk much these days, but I like his music. I do appreciate that he does put the politics in the actual song. He actually put out a song talking about it, which is, if you're gonna do it, that should be the way you do it. But him, Frank Turner, Lucero, yeah, I like some good music, but 80s hair metal though.
See, that's where Matt and I sort of met and got along, was sort of that style of music.
We both had leather pants on.
He had hair.
The more Americana.
We both had long hair.
The more Americana.
Cue to the picture.
Boom.
The Americana kind of stuff, Lucero and all that sort of stuff, is about the time that I met you. And at that time, or it was right before that, you were primarily working with Jack Ingram at the time. Talk about that kind of part of your life.
Well, I got out of the Army and basically put an ad on Craigslist and said, I never want to do a job I don't like ever again. And so 2 days later, the tour manager from Jack Ingram emailed me and said, hey, I got a job opportunity. Do you want to interview? And I was like, sure. So I'm Googling who is Jack Ingram, because I'm from California originally. And so I see how he has got all these big shows and everything, and went to Starbucks, met the guy, and then that weekend we were on the road, and we pretty much flew every weekend to shows, and did that for 2 years. Then I went on tour. The same tour manager went to Need to Breathe, and we did a 3-month tour with Need to Breathe. Then I came back and started playing music on my own, and that's kind of when I met you, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just did it for a while and then got burnt out. Probably did it from 2014 to, for a good 8 years, and then got burnt out, and I stopped for about 7 years and just started back like last, I don't know, September.
But back then, you were playing more than like anybody that I knew.
I was playing over 220 shows a year.
Yeah.
Every year, solid. But I was going like, that was back when you could do regional stuff as an acoustic artist. You could leave on Tuesday and have a show every day for 2 weeks. You can't really do that anymore. Like, they don't have Tuesday night gig. I mean, they do, but it's few and far between.
Yeah.
But
So how was the internal struggle of missing music, and how did you get led back into
I didn't miss it at all. I didn't miss it at all. Because you guys know, like, you play these shows and people don't pay attention and they don't listen, and, your background music, and you do it for so many years, and it gets to the point where you're like, man, this isn't fun anymore. So it just got to the point where I was like, I basically was playing a show at Foster's Place, and I was on stage, and it's a small place, but I live near there and I work near there. So everyone was there to see me except this table in the middle, and they were watching this college game, and their team would score a touchdown, and they're like, woo, and I'd be in the middle of a song. So I started cheering for the other team. And so when I'd be in the middle of a song and the other team would score, and I'd start cheering, and that's when I knew I needed to quit. I was like, this is getting to a point where, it's not fun anymore. I'm doing it just for a paycheck, and, So to finish your question, I was at a work manager retreat party thing, and they had hired an acoustic act to sing and play guitar, and my boss knew that I played, and he paid the guy like $20 to get up there, and I played like 2 songs, and I don't know what it is, but like I just saw everybody in the room look at me differently, and like people who I work with and I just got that adrenaline rush again, and I was like, oh man, you were talking about it earlier, that itch, I was like, oh man, I gotta, it's like a drug, you get that, you feel it, and I was like, oh, I'm back, and so then I was like, I'm gonna do this again. Yeah, and then also I tell everybody this, so I don't care. But also, I'm trying to get a girlfriend, so this definitely helps. Hasn't worked yet, but
It gets you out of the house.
yeah, the Looking for Love tour.
Yeah.
Never, it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Well, man, I want to circle back. When did you come to Texas, and why did you California my Texas?
Well, that's a good story. So my buddy who had been kind of my mentor, and at the time I'm like 21, he had moved to Texas to work for a restaurant, and he kept calling me every time we talked, like, man, you gotta come to Texas. He's like, I'll make you head bartender, and he's like, the ladies out here are different, than them California girls. And I got in an argument with my girlfriend. I was like, you know what, screw it. Packed my car and drove to Texas, and it actually happened to be St. Patrick's Day. So my first experience, he goes, if you're gonna be a Texan, we gotta go to downtown Greenville at 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, what? Dude, I just drove 25 hours. I'm glad I went, because yeah, there were strippers on floats, and I'm like, where am I?
I saw the Toadies play at that one year.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
those
it
were
was
always pretty crazy.
It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, so it wasn't like I had this crazy party time or anything. It was just like, what is going on? Like, they're just so much more, it's so looser out here.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I've never heard that described about Texas compared to California. But
My buddy from California came out here, and I was playing at Love and War. He asked for a beer, and they bring him that Stein, it's like this big. He's like, is this legal? Like, but that's normal for us. Like now it's normal for me, but like, getting a beer do you want a tall or a short? What? That's a Texas thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, when you lived in California, and this would interest Martin, you had a band
Oh God.
that was like, it was kind of like,
On MySpace, we were number 1.
really?
Yeah. So I was in a Christian rock band, and they had kind of like already kind of established themselves, and then the lead singer left, but I was really good at the computer. So depending on how old you are, you remember what MySpace bots were.
Oh yeah.
I had like 3 computers going, and we were number 1 on the Christian rock, radio, or the little list. Remember they had like the top 10 list? We were number 1, and we drew from it. We weren't that great, but like we would draw. And we did it for a couple of years, and we toured all over the place. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of like Screamo-ish.
Yeah.
It's funny how we've all sort of come around to doing what we do now.
Man, I think that is it's an inevitable evolution. When you're a young man, you're aggressive. There's a lot more emotion coming out of your music.
Better cardio.
Yeah, exactly. You can jump around and sing, and then you get a little older. You're like, oh, I'm gonna sit down with this acoustic guitar.
Cardio still.
But yeah, I think that's natural, and that's really. I didn't know that you came from that background.
So emo, like all that screamo and emo and stuff, like that was definitely a huge. And I every once in a while have a couple beers and be like, hands down, this was the best night. Like sing some Dashboard Confessional or Further Seems Forever is probably my favorite.
Damn, dude, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, I love them. But that stuff. It's like you go back and you listen to it. It's like, but it's like I had no business playing that. Like I don't know. I didn't have a high pitched voice enough, I think. But it was fun. It was a good time.
I don't think you necessarily need it. We were talking about Dustin Kinzer before we started the cameras rolling.
Hell yeah.
He doesn't. I think it's all about emo, right? It's like emoting, emotion.
Yeah.
Can you bring the audience into what you're feeling?
Yeah,
That's
the difference back then was I always had a guitar player that would be like, here's 10 songs. And I would like write. So it was like I didn't have to do a lot of work. I just basically wrote the words, and then everybody else did the playing, which is what I'm trying to get back to, because playing guitar and all that stuff, I enjoy doing it, but I'm definitely not Brandon Callis or anything like that.
Who's that guy?
So to come back to where you are today, who would you say influenced your sound that you have going now?
Well, I went and watched that Bruce Springsteen movie, and what's it called? I don't remember what it's called.
No, something.
So I've always loved Bruce Springsteen, but if you've seen this movie, it's about, long story short, it's about an album he wrote where he used 2 mics and a cassette player, and it was only a 4-track cassette player, and basically he was kind of like emoting, like pulling stuff out of him as almost like a therapy and putting it in this record. And he also like used some serial killers to inspire it, and just very interesting songwriting. So ever since I watched that, I've seen that movie 5 times now. I've watched all his documentaries. I've read his book. Because the dude's an interesting songwriter, but right now he's influenced me the most because I think I've changed my mentality on, it used to be about the next milestone, like who am I going to open for? My song's on the radio, a single or whatever. But now it's like, I just want to write as much as possible. And if it doesn't sound good, oh well. I watched the documentary on Amazon, Debbie Warren. You know who that is? Mm-hmm. So this lady is crazy, and she sings, but it's not great or anything, but she has the most hits out of anyone ever besides I think there's one other person. Definitely women, but hundreds, any artist you name, she's written a song for them. And that's all she does. She just constantly writes songs. So I kind of want to do that, but I also like playing shows. For me now, it's all about fun. I used to take it so seriously, and everything has to be perfect. And if you're not listening to me, you're fired. And, it was just too serious. And now it's I just want to have fun,
That's probably the most sustainable version of that. And especially when your mind gets to a point where it's like, okay, I no longer feel like I have to do this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can do it because I enjoy it. I think that's a really good spot to be in. And it does seem like that, because I've always known you. We've, for the listeners, we've been friends for a long time. And I've always known you to do something, and you don't do anything halfway. Everything you do.
You can say it. We can't cuss, but butthole.
But you do, everything you do is very you're in it. And so I can see that burning you out when you just dedicate every part
well,
of
it
your
wears
brain
on
is
everybody
something.
around you, and then like they're all mad at you because they're like, we're giving it our all, and you're basically telling me I suck, and I'm like, no, it's just not, So yeah, it's been a lot more fun this go around, just like not caring.
But coming from a fan perspective, like we see that too.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like when you go to the store in the morning and you can tell the cashier hates her job.
Yeah.
Like you being mad at that one table takes away of the experience from them other people at that table.
Yeah.
So you stepping away, you were doing yourself a service and your people that really cared about your music a service. But you got to keep playing that through because there is that one person in the room that you could change their life with that song,
Well, I will say the other thing too is I kind of took that whole like getting upset at the people and switched it to more of a, I really enjoy making fun of people. Like it's just something I've always really enjoyed. And every once in a while it goes bad. I got banned from a venue recently. Won't name the venue, but and it wasn't because like it wasn't bad at all. Like I was like, I do this whistling thing during a song. I'm like, can I have your attention, please? Like it was part of the stick, but they I don't know. It was weird. They didn't think it was funny. But anyways, and I made like $200 in tips. So that just goes to show that it wasn't that bad. Like, some people enjoyed it. But anyways, I'm taking a step back but I'm still trying to put that in there into my show because I really, when it works really well. Yeah, and I feel like I'm really good at it. I just got to figure out when not to do it. So,
and it does go back to what you're saying, like it being fun. So at this point, you should be able to just do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, do what you enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, I was mad that I got kicked out of the venue, but it wasn't like before where it was like my lifeline. Like I just lost my phone bill.
Yeah.
It's like I got a daytime job now, so it's not like crisis.
I was listening to Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, and he was talking in an interview, and he was saying he was almost discouraged when his band started kind of taking off because there was something in his brain that he felt like for him to be like enjoying it and to be legitimate, like people weren't supposed to get it, which I thought was a pretty.
I've always wanted them to get it. Like I've always wanted them to get it. I couldn't say they just don't get it, but I don't, yeah.
Well, man, speaking of doing what you want to do, what do you do outside of music? Like, who are you? What are your hobbies?
Well, for work, I'm the brand manager of a convenience store distribution company. We service all the Buc-ee's and like 5,000 convenience stores across the country. Outside of work, we were talking about this earlier, but I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. I collect some wrestling figures. Between this and that, I don't have a ton of time. I think the days I don't have anything, I just don't do anything. I like to cook a lot, but it may seem like I'm an outgoing person, but I'm probably the most recluse person you know. You can ask Brandon. Besides work, this is probably the first time I've seen people in like 3 months.
Yeah, so, Matt doesn't get out a lot.
I don't go out. So, and the music is helping with that too. I'm getting out of the house. It's probably better for me. But I really enjoy being alone in the woods. Like, sure, we're kind of out here, so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Quiet is nice.
Sure.
But I fish. I got dogs. I have some land, just chill stuff. But.
It's a nice place. I shot a music video out there once that he did.
Yeah, it was fun. Went to the dollar store to get props. It was awesome.
Yeah, we have had nights at Matt Dunn's house because there's nobody really around, so you can just be.
He's like, last time we were playing near my house, and he stood me up again, but he was supposed to come over. And he's like, yeah, we're going to get drunk and shoot guns at like 3 a.m.
Did that.
That's
One of my favorite things to do.
There's a plastic chair out there that regrets the day it met me.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah.
So what's your favorite caliber? Sorry.
It's tough because I mostly just have shotguns and 9mm, pretty much all I can afford at the moment. But I like shooting anything. I have a 22 that looks like a AR, but that's fun. But yeah, I just like shooting stuff.
Oh yeah, that's respectable.
I got a pretty cool pistol.
So what do you got coming up? What do you feel like is next up? You doing a recording or anything like that?
Honestly, I've just been writing. I've got a lot of songs that aren't finished. I'm trying to do as many writing sessions as I possibly can, whether it's remote or at my house, and just keep writing. The shows I haven't really had, because I played and because I have like the presence online and stuff like that, like I don't have to try as hard as I used to book shows. And what's the name of it?
Collective Current Entertainment.
Collective Current Entertainment, which I'm kind of a part of, and it's pretty terrible that I don't know the name, but yeah, Brandon does a lot of booking for me, and yeah, it's been crazy because some of the people I haven't talked to in like 10 years, and they still own the venue, or they know who bought it, and they call them and say, you got to book this guy, or but have you all noticed that it's like, I feel like it's changed a lot. Like, it's not like, I feel like the people don't want to be entertained anymore. They just want to be like, hear the music and just chill. But like, I remember a day, like if you come to a show, I'm very interactive and I'm very like in it. I don't sit down. Like, I can't sit still. It's like, I have literally had a venue tell me, like, we don't want you to play here anymore. We want background music. Like,
yeah, that's pretty normal, man.
Yeah. And I think
not back then.
I hate it.
Not back then.
Yeah.
Not 7 years ago. 7 years ago, like I've never in my entire career, I'd never gotten that ever. Now it's like I'm having a little girl come up, sing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" and stuff like that. They don't want that. It's like, what? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of times just like where it's at.
Yeah.
Each
Where
venue
it's
is
at.
different. I had 2 turntables.
Yeah, it's just definitely changed. I will say the pay's better. That's good. I mean, it's not great, but it's definitely better than it used to be.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe that's the change that I've noticed is that I think that maybe more places now, I mean, it feels like every restaurant and every brewery, like now feels like they have to have live music. Whereas before that wasn't necessarily the case.
Yeah.
Like you had to go searching for that, when you were originally doing this and you got all these contacts and, now it's much easier. More people do live music, but like you were saying, that it's kind of different.
Well, it used to be a lot more like breweries and venues, and now it's a lot more restaurants. I've noticed that, like a lot of more restaurants have it, so that's kind of it. Because I don't remember playing many restaurants. I mean, I had a couple that for some reason just worked, but like that had music like 3 nights a week. They were a restaurant. It was like, because a lot of times those people eating are going to be there no matter what. So it's like they're actually paying for the ambiance.
Yeah.
So I can see why, they like background stuff. And I'm glad to take a break because I can deal with it now. I'm just like, whatever, you want me to be background, I'll be background. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the trick is sometimes in those situations is just sort of focusing, and I've had to do it too, and I'm sure you probably had to do it, where it's like,
On the whiskey?
Maybe the crowd, well, whiskey definitely helps.
Yeah, it helps.
But if the crowd isn't super engaged, like I think that there's sometimes where I've had to retreat into my mind and think about the song that I'm playing and why I wrote it and why I love it. You know what I mean? And that will sort of offset,
Well, right now I see it as practice. I'm like, okay, I can practice. I can play the song 3
100%.
times and they're not going to know.
100%. But you hear those stories, and that's the thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's hard to not take it personal when there are people out there just not paying attention, but you literally hear it from the greatest songwriters on the planet that they went through that. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of that, let me ask you this. This is going to turn to the Brandon Callie's interview. You were like, out of all my friends, I've been doing this most of my life, you were the one person I know that never stopped, ever.
Yeah.
Like, you have never stopped. And you like, whether it was you doing your stuff and I always admired that. I was like, I don't know how this dude does it.
Well,
First of all, the diet helps, but
yeah, I did get into a place that made it a lot easier. I mean, I've always known about myself that this is something that's very ingrained in me, and so I have to figure out a way to always be able to do it.
yeah, but you've had like good jobs and like you haven't had to do it.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm saying
and you just can't stop. Like,
it's in my-
crazy.
it's
I
in my
disagree
DNA.
with that. I think he has had to do it. Like in
Yeah,
his
it's-
own
it's-
way.
it's-
I know
yeah,
what
I
you're
can see
saying.
what
Like he
you're saying,
hasn't
yeah.
had to do it for money, but
Yeah.
Brandon Callie's wouldn't be Brandon Callie's
Yeah.
without like.
Yeah.
He would be boring as
Yeah,
hell.
is-
well, that's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. Is I commend that you had to do it. Is what I'm saying. Like,
But
you know.
I've been in the great position to where when I would get to these times like you were talking about, where you just totally
Yeah.
step back, where I was able to sort of step into a different role
Yeah.
and play bass or play guitar
for
with somebody.
17 bands,
37.
37.
But for me, it's about just
I'm
sort
done
of,
with this acoustic thing.
mixing up and keeping it special, because I don't know, and you have to find it, and and when you're playing a solo acoustic show, it's about finding those things, like believing in yourself, even if maybe these people in the room, I've seen amazing singer-songwriters get up there and sing and nobody's paying attention, and I'm thinking in my brain, how is this possible?
We've been to some. I remember
Yeah.
a couple we've been to where I was like, I cannot believe, like, these people don't realize what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's lost on them. Yeah.
Like one day you're gonna be like, I went to that show and you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's what, it's perspective, and I think that's what makes it easier for me to not take it to heart. I think I lean on that, and I tell people to lean on that, because what you have is special. It's why you play music. When you play music and you write a song, it makes you excited, and there's a reason, and that's any of my friends that play music that are good, you know what I mean?
the other thing I realized recently is one thing that helps me is a pedal board, because I'm like, oh, y'all aren't gonna pay attention. Well, I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Like start
Extra creativity.
Yeah, I'm just
Get all
we're gonna have a
Steven Wilson
3-minute
Jr. on
intro. And they're not gonna have any idea.
Well, circling it back around to what Brandon just said.
Yeah.
What is it about music that's special to you? What is it that draws you? Why do you have to do this?
That's a good question, and I kind of know the answer. I mean, I think it's who I am. I mean, like, if you said, what makes you you, I couldn't probably tell you, but if you said, okay, you at 13, I could tell you the band. And you at 20, I could tell you the band. Like I could probably make a playlist of my life, and it would be all over the place. But it made me who I am, and so I think that's probably it. Yeah, just no matter how hard I try, that's the one thing that I just keep coming back to.
Yeah.
And even when I wasn't playing shows, I was still playing guitar. I was still writing songs. I was still listening to music constantly. Every Friday, I'm like, new release radar. The music never left. It was just the shows, really, like playing in front of people. Because I didn't really need the gratification anymore. When you're younger, me personally, I needed the gratification when I was younger, because probably I was making up for it somewhere else. But as I got older, I was like, I don't care. I don't give a beep.
Well, I mean, I can say this, and I was sort of a cheerleader during that time that you were off, of wanting you to come do it again. And so I will say that we are very happy that you're doing it again.
I did play like Brandon's birthday party every year.
Yeah.
If he had a birthday party show, I would just come and play it, even though,
That's a true story.
Yeah.
I would try to drag him kicking and screaming out of retirement.
yeah. But it was good. It was. I think if you're burnt out, take a break. Anything you do. And I was listening to Billy Joe, the show y'all did with Billy Joe, and I've played with her a couple times, but she was saying like she took a break from Lindale and had like 300 people there, the first time she played. So sometimes it's good to just take a break from something, I can't play there anymore, but Brisket Love is on the calendar.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It is. Very cool.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to, or anybody you want to suggest come on the show, anything like that before we wrap things up?
Not off the top of my head. I think y'all need to do like a Brandon Callie's roast, or like put We'll get a throne
I
up
do it
here.
regularly.
Or just
I
a
would
Brandon. We need a Brandon
never-
Callie special.
I would never volunteer. I'll tell you, we'll
And we'll
take
have
a cover charge.
every lead
You
singer
gotta pay
he's
me.
played for gets up here and does a bit.
That's not a bad idea.
I better be getting paid.
That's a lot of lead
Could you
singers.
imagine Braden up
I
here
better
talking
be
about
getting
you?
paid.
Yeah.
The whole DFW
Braden Callies
scene.
won't let me talk anymore. So I was going to tell you a story, but I was told not to talk by the band dad.
Bandad.
He tells that story now. But
It's funny.
well, thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Thank you for coming. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of True Tall Tales and Whiskey.